The study is called, it was done in 2022, Association Between Fat-Free Mass Loss After Diet and Exercise Interventions in Weight Regain in Women with Overweight. It's
Yeah.
not, that's it. That's how it ends. I didn't,
With
nothing was
overweight.
cut off there. That's how it goes. So I'm going to go over the summary of the study and what they were looking at. So the study aimed to determine if the percentage of fat-free mass loss after diet alone, diet plus aerobic exercise, or diet plus resistance exercise is a predictor of weight regain in overweight premenopausal women. 141 overweight premenopausal women participated in a weight loss program with 3 different interventions, which I already mentioned: diet alone, resistance exercise, and diet plus aerobic exercise. And they were followed for 1 year after, and body weight and composition were measured at baseline, after weight loss, and at 1 year. So the participants lost an average of 12.1 kilograms of body weight, which is quite a bit of body weight, 11.3 kilograms of fat mass, and 0.5 kilograms of fat-free mass during the weight loss intervention, but regained weight at 1 year, 6 kilograms. Percentage of fat-free mass loss was minus 3.6%, and greater fat-free mass loss was associated with more weight regain after adjusting for the intervention group. So their overall conclusion: percentage of fat-free mass loss is a significant predictor of weight regain in overweight premenopausal women. I've looked at a lot of other studies in preparation for this, and the more fat-free mass you lose, the worse off you are. And we're going to talk about that more. So these results support strategies for conserving fat-free mass during weight loss, such as resistance training.
We didn't really see the data like we wanted to, though, I think, to see who actually did better when it came to losing fat. I think they focused on the regain part a little bit more, but it would have been nice to see who lost more fat per group, and I don't think they really highlighted that anywhere that I saw. But overall, the highest loss of fat-free mass was from the diet only, which that's not real surprising. That if all you're doing is dieting and you're not training or trying to build up muscle, then you're just going to lose everything. Your body's going to take whatever it needs for energy. And then obviously on the inverse of that, the resistance training group were actually able to gain muscle or fat-free mass over time, but still lost a good bit of fat as well. So I like the idea of the study. We really just don't know who did that much better. We just know that they all lost fat and the resistance training group gained muscle. My 2 main takeaways from it, though, just overall, is obviously you need to be lifting if you want to lose fat. And really, it seemed like they all gained weight there after the year follow up that they did. As soon as they lost structure in their lives, they just reverted back to their old ways or whatever and began gaining back fat from not having the structure. Take that into account when you go on these weight loss programs, because they lost, it's 11.3 kilograms, so it's not like life changing. I guess it could be, but it's not.
Depends on what percentage of your body weight that is.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but it's not like they lost 100 pounds or something like that. So it was a good steady loss of weight over a full year's time, and that's weight that you can keep off if you're able to implement a maintaining type structure into your life and not just going back to McDonald's or whatever they reverted back to.
And this is one of the biggest problems in, I would say, facing any garage gym athlete out there, anybody who's done a weight loss or training program, is what you'll do is you'll figure out that it works. You'll be consistent. You'll be motivated, excited for whatever period of time that might be: 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 6 months. Hell, it could even be 2 years. But then the second you revert back to how you were, it all goes away and you regain weight pretty quickly. And I think that this is puzzling everyone in the industry. Like, it's just a matter of what happens. And I think there's so much more, like, I'm stepping away from the science here. There's so much more at play with weight regain after significant weight loss from like a mental standpoint. I think we've talked about this in other episodes, like metabolic issues that may be developed from these aggressive diets or high intensity training, whatever it is. Again, stepping away from the science. These are just my theories that will probably play out over the next 5 to 10 years, and we'll have more scientific studies to back up what I'm saying, I hope. But there's just so much to unpack. But the biggest thing from this study was, if we want to put it in really simple terms, the people who lost the most muscle regained the most weight back.
Yeah.
So the more muscle you lose, the more muscle mass you lose during your weight loss journey, the higher chance of you regaining more weight back. And I was looking into, I was like, that's a great takeaway. You're going to have to tell me why. I came down to a couple of different things. One was a reduced metabolic rate. So fat-free mass, particularly muscle mass, plays a significant role in determining your resting metabolic rate. RMR is the number of calories your body burns at rest to maintain its basic functions. When you lose fat free mass, your RMR may decrease, leading to overall energy expenditure. As a result, it becomes easier to gain weight again if you consume more calories than your body needs. That's one. Two, changes in hormonal levels. Weight loss, especially the loss of fat free mass, may cause hormonal changes in the body. These changes can affect appetite regulation, making it harder to control hunger and leading to increased food intake. Consequently, this may contribute to weight gain. And then, third, decreased physical performance. Losing fat free mass, particularly muscle mass, can negatively impact your physical performance, strength, and endurance. This could make it more challenging to maintain or increase the intensity of your workouts, which might lead to reduced energy expenditure and increased likelihood of weight gain. And this was all pulled from literature. And the reason I like that last one a lot is because people don't talk about that. But if you've ever taken a break from exercise where you come back a little bit weaker, or you're not as fast, or you're not as fit. This happened to me recently. I've talked about it on the podcast, just coming back from injury, and things just weren't how they were before. It's a huge hit to your motivation to want to train when you're like, wow, this is so much slower than I used to run, or this amount of weight is so much less than I used to lift. And that's going to happen if you're losing fat free mass. So that's a big thing that we need to take into account. And the biggest ways to maintain your fat free mass: resistance training, which is ultimately their takeaway. You can do that with resistance training and adequate intake of protein. And those are the two biggest things I think you need to focus on if you're going to be shooting for any significant or any weight loss at all, to be honest.
Yeah.